Hi mate.
Hello, mate.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Aye, perfect. I'll just test how you are on the audio a second. Right. So if you just speak again there, just see if the mic picks it up.
How you doing mate? Okay? You good?
I'll just play that over again. Speak again, mate, okay? Yeah, it's perfect, mate. Right. So I'll give you a little 3 count to when we jump into this, and then from there, it's just as simple as you just have to answer the questions, and I'll take everything else from there, right? So
Of course.
we'll go in 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, and welcome to episode 106 of the Grover Institute podcast. I'm your host, Conor Grover, and in today's episode, we have a guest. We have Matt Nuttall, who is a personal trainer, and I came across Matt on the Box and Burn podcast with Tony Jeffries. That's where I heard all about you, Matt, and I thought you had like quite an interesting story, and you were talking about like personal training and stuff, and so I thought I'd reach out and see your sort of philosophy on health and fitness and hear about your story. So I'll let you take it from here. Let the listeners know who you are and share a little bit about how you got into health and fitness in the first place.
Okay mate, nice to speak to you. My name's Matt Nuttall. I'm a personal trainer. I've been working as a trainer now for around 13 years. In that time I've kind of been self-employed, and I've also been the manager of a health club at the same time. I kind of got into personal training purely because I love training. I absolutely love training. I love every aspect of it. And to be honest, as a kid growing up, I could have took a very different path if it wasn't for my own training. You know, I used to go to the gym. I remember back in the day, and probably when I was about 16 or 17, and I joined the gym because a few friends were getting into it at the time, and 9 times out of 10 we'd go to the gym, we'd roll a joint, smoke a joint, we'd go in the steam room and the sauna rather than go into the actual gym and doing any training. So, as I say, it could have been a very different path. Had I not come across this guy who was absolutely massive, and I still know this guy to this day, so he actually came on my stag do, and I remember everybody was scared to ask him why he was so big, but I was a cheeky little bastard, so I wanted to go and speak to this guy because I was wondering why he was so big. So I went and asked the guy. I said, "How come you're so big, mate?" And he told me. He said he used to get bullied in school, and he just started training. And so I said to him, I want to look like you look. Would you do me a program? And he said, yeah. So the next time I went to the gym, the lad skinned up in the car in the little mini Metro. I think it was a Metro GTA, little sports car. So they're all passing this joint around, and I'm like, it's not for me this time. I'm going to go in the gym. I'm going to do that program with that guy. So I went in there. I started doing the program with the guy, and it was my 18th birthday. I said to all the lads, they were all having a smoke, and I said, that's my last one. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm into the gym now. And they were all laughing, but I proved them wrong. I stuck to the gym. Absolutely fell in love with it. I think it was just what I needed. I got a lot of energy. I'm a really energetic person, and I had really nowhere to put it. I'd done boxing in the past, but not really stuck to it. I'd done karate in the past, not really stuck to it. Weed was probably the only thing. Weed and drinking, was probably the only thing I was going to be stuck to. You know what I mean? That's what like growing up in a small village does for you. So then take it fast forward a good 10 years, and I decided that every job that I ever had, if it stopped me from getting to the gym, I absolutely hated the job. I'd have my bags packed up, I'd be ready by 7 o'clock leaving. I remember I used to sell cars, and I was pretty good at it, I think. And I made some alright money, but if somebody told me that they wanted to collect the car at 7 o'clock and it interfered with my gym time, I was a very unhappy person. So I just figured, I might as well just work in a gym and then surely I'll be happy if I just work in a gym. And here we are, I'm 38 years old in a few weeks, and I still love it to this very day. I started personal training back in 2005. I figured I'm good with people, I'm good at talking to people, I'm good at relating to people. I think I'm better at it now because purely because I'm older and I've had more experiences in life, etc. So I can relate to a lot of things that people have been through. But I started off in a private studio in 2005, and quickly I went to university actually and did a sports science degree at university, which I had to go back to college to begin with. And then from college I had to do a higher access course, so the chemistry, biology, physics, that kind of thing, and then moved into sports science, did a degree at university. I mean, if you'd have told me back then that I could have done a 6-week PT course and still been doing the same thing I'm doing now, I would have saved myself a lot of money, but maybe I wouldn't have been as educated as I am now. I graduated in 2006, but I was already personal training at that time, and then that's it really. I've stuck with it, apart from one job where I was a manager at a health club. That's me.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I like how you said there about how you had like the options to take a very different path. A lot of the people, a lot of guests we have on, either it came to them organically because maybe like their family was sort of encouraged health.
Yeah.
Or you had where your lifestyle tends to be an unhealthy lifestyle, and there seems to be sort of something along the path where it completely changes your direction and it changes your ways. And was there a specific turning point? Was it that moment where you said, right, like this is my last time having the joint, and that was that that turning point that you can remember where everything sort of changed for you, and you said, right, this is where I'm going now?
Yeah, exactly. That was the day. I remember my friends were laughing at me and saying, shut up, they'd heard it all before, you know what I mean? And we were that's what we used to do, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it just, it's easier to get caught in that, that little routine that you do and all your friends are doing it, but I think I'd just had enough, you know what I mean? I'd had a few scraps in and out of school, and I didn't want to I didn't want to be one of those guys that got beaten up, you know what I mean? I remember one guy, I used to be everywhere I went he was there, and I remember in college, like this might have been a bit of a turning point actually. I remember he punched me outside the bank, and he had like a sovereign ring on, and it left like the imprint of a sovereign ring on my head. And I came away from there, and my dad had words with me, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Right, I need to do something, like, because there's no way anyone is leaving a sovereign imprint on my head ever again." So from that point, I started training. I started kickboxing. I got into the kickboxing after that actually, and I'm yet to come across this lad. Maybe we'll cross paths again, and I might go and find a sovereign ring and put a dint in his head as well.
No, it is. It's interesting how how you could one moment in your life can really change the path. And on that journey where you started going to the gym, you started training, was there any barriers along the way? Like, was there any things that were difficult to overcome? Maybe was there any sort of misinformation that sort of took you off track a little bit, or did you find it quite like a smooth sailing journey?
Nah, it's never been smooth sailing. It's complicated because I'm a guy who likes to read a lot of stuff, so from day dot I've been reading books left, right and centre, and the fitness industry, it bugs the shit out of me. Like, it's just so confusing for people. It winds me up. It's confusing for me even now. I've been training for 21 years. Even now I'm second guessing everything that I do on a daily basis with myself, and then that even though I've had these results with myself, with my clients, etc., I still second guess everything, just because I think the whole industry is there just to blind you and You know, I've had friends of mine who've been trainers for years and are super knowledgeable. You know, who just thought, fuck this, had enough of this industry and just, you know, cracked on with something else. You know what I mean?
That's it, yeah. I literally, because we'd just done a podcast about an hour ago, and I had a conversation with a girl, she was from Australia, and we literally had this exact same conversation where it can become complicated for trainers, let alone people who aren't trainers, who aren't dedicated to this life, because there's that much information that you just don't know where to step first.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? They call it analysis by paralysis by analysis, don't they? The more you read, the less you know. So over the years, I've done it all. You know, I've done the intermittent fasting, I've done the low carb, I've done the low fat, like from back in the day as well. And I feel like I've come full circle. I'm still just a walking experiment, you know, to this day. Like, I'll try everything once and see what happens on that, but like I kind of come full circle on dietary stuff, you know. The one thing that's always been the same is the training, you know. That's always been. I've always wanted to get stronger, you know. So, well, I have tried a lot of different programs there as well, but I kind of, what do you call it? Training Tourette's. You know, you read an article and you think, well, maybe they've got a point there. Actually, maybe I should be training shoulders 3 times a week if I want to bulk them up, or, you know. And then somebody else comes out and says, nah, you want to do 4 sets of 6 and go heavy, or somebody else comes out with this and blah blah blah. I guess as long as I'm looking at it as my journey and my experiment on myself, you know what I mean. And then with the clients that I train as well, you know, I explain this to them that it's tough, but you've got to find out what it is that works for you, you know what I mean? One person's motivation might not be the same as somebody else's motivation. So you've got to find what it is that works for you.
I think that's what it comes down to ultimately. I mean, I'm the same. Like you think you've got everything dialed down. You're like, you know what? I finally got it all clocked on. Like I know like all the ins and outs of it. Then a new thing comes across, a new bit of information. You're like, that's a fair point. I'll try that out, and then you learn more, and you go down that rabbit hole. And like you said, like you find yourself sometimes second guessing yourself. And even though you've already got results with people and results with yourself, you do still sometimes find yourself.
And you're proving to yourself all them times, you're proving to yourself time in, time out that what you were doing was right, and what you know, you should have just stuck to that. And then you come full circle, and you're like, you know, I'm back where I started again. You know what I mean?
It's so true. But I suppose the main point, like you said there, to what works for you, and to always know that there's many ways to skin a cat, I guess.
Exactly. Everything works, doesn't it? At the end of the day, it's just whatever suits your lifestyle, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
You know, whatever's manageable for you.
Yeah. And speaking of lifestyle, so fast forward a little bit now to where you're at now. What does a current day in the life look like for you in terms of your training, in terms of nutrition as well?
Right now, I'm training very hard at the moment, purely because I've just joined another gym, and it's something I should have done a long time ago. I like training where I work. Don't get me wrong, the gym's awesome, but recently I've hooked up with an old friend. Me and him used to train at this bodybuilding gym near where I live, and it's probably about 15 years ago. I mean, me and him were in there from like 7 o'clock at night, and we were getting thrown out at 10 o'clock at night. You know, back in the single days, we were just smashing the gym, and it's been so good because he's like, you know, one of my best friends, and it's been so good to just. It's weird because all these years I've never really trained with my friends. You know, only a few of them are into training, and but it's just given me a new lease of life. So a typical day looks like I start at 7 o'clock in the morning. I train clients till about 12 o'clock. I fly home, I make some lunch, I probably make my evening meal as well. So I'm lucky in that respect. I don't have to make 6 boxes up or whatever. And then I head back to work for probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And in that time I'll train, I'll do my weights. And I'll do some cardio whenever I've got spare time. And then actually at the moment, like, I'm finishing work at 7:30 and I'm going back to the gym with my friends. So really enjoying that at the minute. I'm lucky because my missus is into training as well, so she'll be at the gym training with one of her friends as well. And
so
TV
it really fits with your lifestyle, and like you said, like with the gym, like making sure you work at a gym suits with your lifestyle. But the same sort of goes with, I suppose, like your friends and stuff like that. You've got to make sure that that's sort of encouraging the lifestyle you want to live as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm saying that when I went to university, I didn't see my friends for a long time, so they've been my friends since I was like 5 years old, so it's good now to be training with one of those guys at the moment. Yeah, that's my typical day. I normally work Saturday morning. Saturday morning I treat it as like a spillover, if someone on a Monday says, I can't make it, I'll be like, I do have the Saturday morning option available, so jump on a Saturday morning session, and then Saturday afternoon I'm off, Sunday I'm off, and then I'm back again. I'm lucky. I'm one of the people that on a Sunday night I don't dread getting up on a Monday morning. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So it's good fun.
No, I get you there. I get you. I mean, and for the person, because like you said there, this is your lifestyle, this is your career. So I suppose it's not that difficult to actually get up, go to the gym, eat right, because it's something you're passionate about. And for, let's just say, like the average person, we've got Mr. and Mrs. Jones, they've got a busy lifestyle, fitness is not their passion, they've got kids, they've got all these things going on, and not to mention the fact that there's all this information out there, but they know that they need to do something about the health. What would your tips and advice be to those people who have a crazy busy lifestyle and want to get the best amount of results that's going to fit with their really busy schedule without getting themselves confused as well?
But book a session with a trainer.
Yeah.
I'd say that because, if these people are seriously busy, then, if they're held accountable to an appointment, then they're going to actually get it in. You know what I mean? So that's where we come in, I think, a little bit, especially people who've got a busy, hectic lifestyle. And keep it simple, don't read anything, just, I think everybody in this day and age now kind of knows what they should be eating and what they shouldn't, unless they watch documentaries that throw you right off. But, people know to be not eating all the chocolate and this and that, you know what I mean, and curries at weekend, but it's just whether, for them, it's whether they want it or they don't want it enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
I've never seen people more motivated than women clients who are getting married. I've never seen motivation like it before in my life, or you throw a holiday in there, or
yeah, you're right. And it's like you said, I mean, booking a trainer, I mean, I know like you laughed about it, but you bang on, mate. I mean, at the end of the day, it's our job to sort of guide people on the right track.
Yeah.
And probably the best way to do it is to get someone, an authority, who is going to guide you along the way. And yes, there's many trainers that all of us have different methodologies how we do it. But as long as you know that these people get results, then you can put your trust in them, and hopefully use a sort of good match to work together. And like you said about the documentaries, I don't suppose you're referring to What the Health there?
Yeah,
that new
exactly that one. I was going to say it. Yeah.
When you said that, that's the first one that sprung on my mind. What do you think of that?
I just don't know. Anything like that. I just see there's got to be some sort of propaganda behind it. I don't know.
Yeah. You said
they've got a point. They've got a point.
There,
yeah.
Someone I was in a Facebook group, and it was with a bunch of trainers, and someone said, "What's everyone's thoughts on What the Health?" And literally, I had to turn it off after about 20 minutes, and it's just basically vegan propaganda. It's just I just couldn't get over it.
You know what's funny is I watch these things, but I don't really give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? It's just funny, innit? You know what I mean? It's just all right. So What the Health has come out now. So somebody's going to be all right, vegan propaganda. We need to put a documentary out that flipping puts all that to shame now. You know what I mean? So they're going to be looking at ways of getting them. It's almost like a little war between farmers or something, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just hilarious. I watch it, and then so many people come to me and they're like, "Oh, I'm not eating this now. I'm not eating that now." I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
well, that's the frustrating part of it all. Like, that's the bit where you kind of like you have to care, because you get people come over you and they say, "Oh, it's like eating eggs bad," and you're like, "Oh, for God's sake!" Now we're like have to go all the way back to the drawing board after like teaching so much.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know, any documentary that's out, it's there to cause like drama and get people talking about it and stuff, isn't it? And that's exactly what it's done.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about it. So, I mean, even right or wrong, I think the best thing I tend to say to people, saves a lot of effort, is just say, well, go try it and see what happens at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you might have this enlightening feeling, like, you know, something might happen to you spiritually or whatever, you know. They put you in touch with the higher power.
Like all that sort of stuff. I mean, if people want to follow vegan, vegetarian diets, and so be it. And well, personally, I mean, the studies show that more people benefit from actually like eating certain meats. And yes, it's not very ethical the way we make meat, but at the end of the day, plants have like, they're just as alive as well. So you don't win, like life eats life at the end of the day. So
yeah, exactly. It's just I mean, propaganda, isn't it, on a giant scale. I find it hilarious, the whole thing, like, and it's always hilarious when someone comes to me and says, "Oh, have you seen that documentary?" I'm like, "Oh, go on, give it me. Tell me what you're cutting out of your diet now." I don't think anyone should be cutting anything out of the diet, you know. I think, I don't know. Everything causes cancer these days, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Everything. Like, probably me speaking to you via Skype somehow causes cancer, you know.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. I mean, like you said, you shouldn't be about like just constantly cutting stuff out. I mean, I say, as long as like most of the time what you're eating's not like massively processed or whatever, then you're all right. I mean, as long as it's been like on this planet most of the time, it tends to be all right for you. So
yeah,
as long as it's not out of those boundaries on a constant basis, then
in
you
fact,
can be fine, man.
I saw
the whole thing with like eggs and that, like on that documentary, and the fact they called it "What the Health" as well, so they've made it sound as if like that documentary is like the pinnacle of what to watch.
Yeah, they made it all scary, haven't they? Well, there's always these things that come out, isn't there? You know.
That's it. I mean, I tuned into it. I was like, all right, well, I'll have a watch of this because it sounds interesting. And then as soon as it started going, I was like, nah, surely it's taking the mickey, or he interviews someone else and he finds out it's all rubbish, and it just kept going. And it was painful. Yeah,
it is. It's painful, and it's painful to have to deal with clients and stuff that, you know, come to you afterwards and want to talk about that when I ain't got a clue. But, you know, I'd say I'm pretty lean through eating the foods I've been eating. I've been eating clean most of my life, you know, with the odd cheat here and there. And I do exercise like 5 times a week. Just try that, you know what I mean? That might change your whole outlook on life, you know.
That's it, yeah, that's it. And that's it, especially I suppose with yourself, we know when it comes to transformations and stuff like that, our protein's an essential part of it. Also, when you've got people who would refuse to have that sort of stuff, it's gonna cause a certain effects anyway on the body.
The very word protein, isn't it like Latin for of primary importance? So
yeah, that's of prime importance, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. And I think me myself, I heard about the whole vegan thing before, and I actually tried it myself, and it messed my body up big time. So I think that's one big reason myself why I don't try it. I try to make sure people really think about it if they're going to make that sort of decision, because it's not a sustainable thing. I mean, for me, the amount of weight I lost, I felt terrible. I just don't find it a sustainable thing for every person.
It's just the next new thing, innit? You know what I mean? It's been around forever, and it's just... Yeah. And then everyone will forget about it soon, and then something else will come out, and everyone will be like, you know, I need to do this.
You know when you think about it, right, it's went through phases. We used to be low fat, then it's low carb, and now it's low meat.
Yeah.
It's just
it'll come full circle again, won't it? It'll be low fat again soon, and we'll all be doing step aerobics in Lycra. Like Jane fucking Fonda.
Yeah. What was that guy called? The one with the afro. What was his name?
Wait, like an exercise thing.
Yeah, it was like.
It weren't Billy Blanks, was it?
No, he was like from America, and he had like the leotard thing on, and it might have been Tony. Was it Tony something?
Oh, I can't remember.
Mr.
Motivator. Remember Mr. Motivator off GMTV?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. We've had them all. We've all been here and done it, haven't they?
Lycra for Men's coming back.
It's going to knock me up. I can't remember his name. He was like a white bloke with an afro, and he lived over in America, and he had them all doing like the step aerobics, where oh god, yeah, it was brilliant. But like the light pink dumbbells and what have you.
Yeah. It was 2 kilo jobbies.
Yeah, that's the one. So next week I've got some hot seat questions for you, right?
Boom.
So these are going to be designed to put you on the spot a bit. So first question: 3 books. They don't have to be health and fitness related. They can be if you want them to be. 3 books that anyone and everyone should read.
Okay. Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah.
For me, what was she called? Redfield, I think. The Celestine Prophecies. That was a big one for me. It's along the lines of what is like Paulo Coelho's books, you know. Yeah. And The Secret. I think they should read The Secret as well, or just watch it.
I like The Secret's a really good one, and that's Stephen Covey's 7 Habits. For me, that was like I think that was the first book I ever read, actually.
Yeah.
And that was just a game changer, and it's a really good book.
Yeah.
My next question for you, right? So this one tends to stump a lot of people even more than the book question. So you can pick 3 people who've ever existed in the history of the human race, right? They can be alive now. They don't have to be alive now. You can pick 3 people, and you can ask each one of them a question. It can be a different question for each person if you want it to be. Who do you pick, and what do you ask them?
Mila Kunis, will you go to bed with me? I would ask. Oh my God, this is a question, isn't it? You have put me on the spot there. You're gonna have to help me out. Does this get everyone? Yeah.
There's one person I thought you would have mentioned straight away.
No. Oh my God.
Not even Arnie.
Yeah, I guess Arnie would be one guy, and I would ask him how often he trained his biceps.
Alright, that's an interesting one. Any reason why specifically biceps?
Because they're fucking massive, aren't they? You know what I mean? I've been trying to get Arnie size arms for years. 21 years. Who else would I ask a question? Oh my God, there's so many people. Do you know what I would ask? I would ask Jesus, what is it all about?
Yeah, good one.
What is it all about? What does it all mean? What's the point? What is the actual point of us being here? You know what I mean? I know that's quite deep, but like it burns my head out trying to think about the universe and stuff like that. Maybe he's not the person to ask. Maybe somebody else is. I don't know.
Maybe that's one for...
I got through that question finally, didn't I? It took a while, didn't it?
I tell you what, mate, that's like the most diverse 3 people I've ever heard. When I ask everyone that question, and sometimes you get someone like asking Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, all these figures, and but I just love the fact that
those are the people that
thought of was Mila Kunis.
Yeah, obviously.
But I tell you, the Jesus one as well. Do you know what? I listen to. Do you ever listen to Joe Rogan's podcast?
No, but I'm gonna start doing, but I haven't. You know what? I'm so untechnologically advanced. Like just setting this thing up today was hard graft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, once you get into that, I listened to one that was with Jordan Peterson, and he was talking about like all the stories about like Jesus and Adam and Eve and all that. And he's like a psychologist, and he said like he was basically answering the question about what is it all about, and he had a really good point, and he said he reckons that it's to sort of like the meaning of life is to actually sort of suffer You know, like most heroes do, like you see in the superhero films, like Jesus, where you sort of sacrifice your life to help other people.
Yeah.
And I think like as trainers, we kind of do live like that sort of life. And
of course,
he's got a really interesting point on it.
We're on the right path then, definitely.
We're somewhere, yeah. We're not quite at Jesus level yet, but
I always thought that I still think to this day I'm here to help other people. Like that's just my my life's mission is to just help other people be happy.
Yeah, that's it. And like you said there, like as soon as you hear that sort of theory, it seems to resonate with a lot of us.
Yeah.
And give us all a reason to get up out of bed.
We must be the chosen ones. The children. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's an interesting point. So my next question for you is, why is health and fitness so important to you?
To me, well, because why is it so important to me? Well, one, because I definitely have ADHD, stroke, Tourette's, and it's a good way of keeping that under control, Or so I've been told. I've not been diagnosed, you know what I mean. But everybody you speak to would diagnose me with that. My wife definitely would. I guess it took me out of some very dark places, and the level of confidence it gives you, just not cockiness, but just self-awareness, you know what I mean? Being really comfortable with yourself, and then I think it's really important for that. Plus, not to mention looking after your ticker, looking after your lungs, just looking after your meat sack and your brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's everything, isn't it? It's everything. I think we were designed to just work, weren't we? You know what I mean? Designed to work, graft, and so many times I've seen it. Like I just trained a guy this morning, my client Norman. He's been a client of mine for 3 years now, or maybe a little bit longer. He's 77 years old, and and he's just an inspiration to me. I just think like the guy's still coming in, moving around, and you can just. So many people his age just deteriorate. I mean, people retire and they kind of retire from life, don't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's like they've just gone, right, fuck it. I'm just going to sit down here and read a book or whatever. But the ones that carry on exercising are the ones that you see walking around sprightly and anybody who I know after 20 odd years of being in this industry, just going to that other gym the other day, just seeing people that I've known that have been training for all that time, they just exude something from them. It's almost like an aura or something, you know what I mean, that makes them healthy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
completely.
The importance of you being healthy is passing it on, you know what I mean, for other people to be healthy.
Yeah, and have that same sort of experience.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's like you said there, though, isn't it? Like once you retire, you don't have that reason to get out of bed anymore, and that's when you sort of, well, you said deteriorate, and that's when sort of death begins.
Yeah, exactly. It does. The death starts there, doesn't it? It's like if you plotted the graph, it'd be like wee boom. It'd be like a lemming, a lemming graph.
Yeah, it would be
just a drop off point. Yeah.
So my last question for you, right? So we say this is the last day of your life, right? Today, and you can look back on everything you've done. Now, before I say the word regret, I always say, because I understand people say, well, I don't have regrets because I learned from the mistakes and all that, and I get that. I agree, I'm the same. So either one thing that you regret or one mistake you wish you learned a little bit sooner, and what's one thing that you're proud of that you've done with your life?
I mean, this kind of stuff, I wish I'd done this kind of stuff sooner, because I actually really enjoy it. And as a limiting belief growing up, I was always kind of put off by people who were in the media and etc., but quickly realised that everybody's kind of on the same page. Everybody that I speak to fitness-wise, I would look at someone doing a podcast 10, 15 years ago, or even if they did podcasts then, but people talking about fitness, etc., etc. Everyone's regurgitating the same shit. So I'm talking about confidence, but I haven't had the confidence to do this kind of thing for a long time. I've kind of been forced to do this because I've needed media attention for a visa that I'm applying for. That's kind of why I've been doing this recently. But I look now and I think, fuck, if only I'd have done this like when I first started out, you know what I mean? I probably would have retired by now, you know. Like, seems like everybody's on the same page. So that's one thing, not regret, but wish I'd have done sooner, this kind of stuff, you know, getting content out there and that kind of thing, you know. But it was always a confidence thing for me, you know. When you've got people talking about endocrinology and, you know, cells and stuff like that and going proper into detail, and you think, fucking, what if that guy asked me a question, you know what I mean? But now I'd probably say, fuck off, dickhead, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like,
the other thing as well there, mate, is that, like, I think it's one thing I've, like, slowly learned as well, that sometimes, like, it's alright to say, like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I don't know, I don't have the answer, but, yeah, you know, I feel alright just as how I'm doing. You know, my clients are doing alright, they're all in good shape, etc. It doesn't really matter about cortisol or this and that, but you read about it, like, you know, and you've got people out there who are PhDs and stuff, and you kind of don't want to, like, for me, I didn't want to put stuff out there because I didn't want to be challenged by people with PhDs and stuff like that, you know, even though I've got a degree myself, and that's the kind of thing that scared me, but now I realise it's you know, way more about psychology than it is about endocrinology and stuff like that. It starts here, doesn't it? It starts in your brain. So if I'd have just started like 10 years ago, you know, I probably would have been interviewing you.
yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? So what was the other question?
Sorry, what was that there?
What was the other question?
One thing that you're proud of, so like the reverse of the other question.
Well, I'm proud of a few things. First of all, getting a degree. I mean, that was pretty cool. I represented England in the World Kickboxing Association World Championships. That's another thing. You know what? Actually, getting that black belt was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I know you can get a black belt by post now, but that was seriously the hardest, most mind-blowing thing I've ever done. So I'm really proud of that. I'm proud of the life that I've created for myself, you know, with my wife, and you know, being able to get. I'm proud of how relentless I am. If I want something, I'm super relentless, and I'm proud of how positive I am, and I can't really see negatives in anything. I always kind of see the positive of a situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I like it, mate. I like it.
Yeah.
So before we do wrap this episode up, is there anything else that you would like to share with the listeners? Any sort of like one last message or a little bit of like advice for them?
Start off simple. Like, so many people don't know what they're actually eating. You know, I mean, they're eating, but they don't know how many calories they're getting. So that for me is the starting point. Figure it out, and you know, from there it'll all fall into place. You'll be like, oh shit, I never knew. Like my wife yesterday, she said, I didn't lose any weight this week, and I was like, go on. Like I still get it at home, you know, these conversations, even though I've had them all day at work. And then I said, sit down and list like where you were last week. She went out on the piss on the Saturday. She ate some shit on the Sunday. She ate more shit on the Monday. And it turns out, once she'd written it all down, I said, right, did you answer your own question? She was like, yeah. So I would say, figure out, like track it all. Get one of those, get MyFitnessPal. Put it all in MyFitnessPal. You don't have to become obsessive with it. You just have to figure out how many calories you're getting. Go online, type in the Irish Benedict equation, figure out how many calories you need, figure out, does it stack up, you know, and then take it from there, and just get out. Get out walking, you know. Do stuff. Don't be lazy. And like Stephen Covey said, like start with the end in mind, you know. If you're not happy, if you're happy, fine, stay as you are. If you're not happy, don't complain about it. Hold yourself accountable and have a look at yourself and like decide how you're going to get to where you're going to be, but decide what it is you want first and create a powerful enough vision that it's going to pull you towards it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, mate, that was some pure like brain bombs getting dropped there.
Dropping bombs.
Yeah, I like it. Like that was just that last bit there. That was the $1 million line. No, I like it, mate. It's good. It's good. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed having you on the podcast, mate. It was a good laugh as well.
I really enjoyed being on. Yeah, it was great. It was good fun. I enjoy this sort of stuff. So, if anyone else is out there and they want to get me on theirs, that'd be great. I should probably start one myself, shouldn't I?
Mate, 100%.
Yeah, it's good fun.
You should get it done. So, for the listeners who want to sort of find you and maybe they might want to reach out to you for some help, where can they find you on like social media or on the internet?
So mainly, I think Instagram's the one, and it's Matt. What is it? Matt _ Nuttall 1. So it's MATT _ NUTTALL 1. They'll find me on there. Facebook. Just search Matthew Nuttall. If you actually put my name in on YouTube now because of what I've been doing recently, I actually come up for the first time, so I'm pretty pleased about that.
Yay!
In fact, if you Google me, bitch. If you Google Matt Nuttall personal,
there you go, everyone, just Google him.
Google me, bitch.
And you're sorted. No,
there you go.
You've been a great guest, mate, and we'll have to get you on again sometime.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Right, well, I'll let you get off now then, mate.
Thank you very much.
Right, anytime, bud. Catch you on then.
See you later.
Bye now.